The story of the 1988 5 Sentimo coin of the Republic of the Philippines. Imagine holding a small, lightweight aluminum coin in your palm, just 17 millimeters across, weighing a mere 1.2 grams, with a smooth edge and a simple yet powerful design. This is the 1988 5 Sentimo from the Republic of the Philippines. It may look like ordinary pocket change from the late 1980s, but behind its shiny surface lies a rich, inspiring tale of revolution, national pride, natural beauty, and the rebirth of a nation. This coin is part of the famous Flora and Fauna series, launched on September 30th, 1983, by the Central Bank of the Philippines, now Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas or BSP. The series ran until 1994 and was demonetized in 1998, but coins like the 1988 5 Sentimo remain treasured by collectors and history lovers today. Hello everyone, welcome to Vault of Old Coins. Here, we bring you the oldest, the rarest, and the most mysterious coins from around the world. Do you want to know which coin is worth millions? Which coin is hiding one of history's biggest secrets? And which coin looks ordinary today, but could make you rich tomorrow? So hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and let's open the Vault of Old Coins. In 1983, 8 years after the Ang Bagong Lipunan, Your New Society series under President Ferdinand Marcos, the central bank decided it was time for a fresh look at Philippine currency. The country needed coins that not only showed national heroes, but also celebrated the unique plants and animals found only in the Philippine Islands. This was a bold move to build patriotism and environmental awareness among Filipinos, especially the youth. The Flora and Fauna series mixed portraits of heroes on the front, obverse, with beautiful native species on the back, reverse. By 1988, the Philippines had gone through massive change. The 1986 People Power Revolution, EDSA, had ousted Marcos and brought Corazon Aquino to power. The nation was healing, rebuilding democracy, and looking back at its roots for strength. Minting millions of these 5 Sentimo coins, over 90 million in 1988 alone, made sure every citizen carried a tiny piece of this story in their daily transactions. The coin was officially issued under the Republic of the Philippines. It was not made by a single NY, perhaps you meant NY, or a person's initials, but no, it was created by the central bank's team of expert Filipino artists. The obverse, front designer, was Romeo Romy Castillo Mananquil, a brilliant painter and coin designer who graduated cum laude from the University of the Philippines and later contributed to many 1980s banknotes and coins. The reverse back designer was Angel Cacnio, a celebrated painter from Malabon, known for capturing Filipino heritage, legends, and everyday life in his art. These two masters worked together to turn cold metal into living symbols of identity. The coins were struck at the BSP security plant complex in Quezon City. Some earlier issues may have involved foreign mints, but by 1988 production was fully local. Aluminum was chosen because it was cheap, lightweight, and resistant to wear, perfect for a low-value coin used by millions in markets, jeepneys, and sari-sari stores. Now let's explore the front side, obverse, in detail. The side that carries the weight of history. The design proudly reads Republika ng Pilipinas in bold letters around the rim. In the center is a dignified bust of Melchora Aquino, facing right, with her name Melchora Aquino and the year 1988 inscribed nearby. This is no ordinary portrait. Melchora Aquino, lovingly called Tandang Sora, Old Sora, because she was already elderly during the fight, is known as the Mother of the Philippine Revolution, the Grand Woman of the Revolution, and the Mother of Balintawak. Born on January 6, 1812, in Barrio Banlat, Caloocan, now Tandang Sora Avenue area in Quezon City, Melchora came from humble peasant roots. Her parents, Juan and Valentina Aquino, named her after the biblical Melchior. Though she never went to formal school and was illiterate in her early years, she taught herself to read, sang beautifully at local fiestas and masses, and even played the role of Reina Elena in the Santa Cruzan procession. She married Fulgencio Ramos, a Cabazang barangay village chief, and raised 6 children. After her husband died in 1856, she became a strong single mother, running a small store and serving as Hermana Mayor, organizing community baptisms, weddings, and fiestas. By 1896, at the astonishing age of 84, Tandang Sora stepped into the pages of history during the Philippine Revolution against 300 years of Spanish colonial rule. The secret revolutionary society called the Katipunan, led by Andres Bonifacio, needed safe houses. Melchora opened her home and store in Balintawak. She fed hungry fighters, nursed the wounded with her own hands, gave them medicine, prayed with them, and offered motherly encouragement. Secret meetings of the Katipunan were held right in her house in August 1896. She and her son Juan Ramos were eyewitnesses to the historic Cry of Balintawak, the moment revolutionaries tore up their cedulas, Spanish ID papers, and shouted, "Long live Philippine independence." Her courage was quiet, but unbreakable. When the Spanish Guardia Civil arrested her on August 29, 1896, they interrogated her harshly, demanding names and plans. Tandang Sora refused to speak a single word that could betray her people. As punishment, she was deported to Guam on September 2, 1896, and lived under house arrest until the Americans took control after the Spanish-American War. She returned to the Philippines in 1903 and lived peacefully until her death on February 19, 1919, at the age of 107. Her story is one of pure maternal heroism. She never carried a gun, yet she was the backbone of the revolution, feeding the fighters, hiding them, and giving them hope. That is why she earned titles like Mother of the Katipunan and Woman of the Revolution. Placing her portrait on the 1988 5-centimo coin was a deliberate choice by the designers and the central bank. In the post-1986 democratic era, under President Corazon Aquino, another strong woman leader, Tandang Sora reminded every Filipino that freedom is won not only by soldiers, but by ordinary citizens, especially women and elders, who give everything with love and quiet strength. Every time someone spent this coin in 1988, they literally carried the face of the revolution in their pocket. It was a powerful, everyday lesson in patriotism. The obverse design, with its clean Optima typeface and realistic portrait, made the coin modern yet deeply rooted in history. It connected the young republic of 1988 directly to the 1896 struggle that birthed the nation. Now we come to the beautiful backside, reverse, of the 1988 5-centimo coin, the side that celebrates the breathtaking natural heritage of the Philippines. In the center blooms a graceful orchid with elegant, spotted petals and a delicate curve. This is the Waling Waling, scientific name, Vanda sanderiana, one of the most stunning and famous orchids in the world. The coin clearly shows 5-centimo at the bottom, and the scientific name Vanda sanderiana inscribed below the flower. The design is clean, artistic, and full of life, a perfect symbol of Philippine biodiversity. The Waling Waling is known as the Queen of Philippine Orchids and the King of Vandas. It is endemic, found nowhere else naturally, primarily to the island of Mindanao and parts of Luzon and the Visayas. This epiphytic orchid grows high on tree trunks in tropical rainforests, clinging to bark with its strong roots, while its long, arching stems produce clusters of large, fragrant flowers. The blooms can reach 10 to 12 centimeters across, with petals in shades of pink, purple, white, or even rare green and yellow variations. The upper petals often have delicate dark spots or wailing patterns, hence the name, which means wailing or walking/moving, in some local dialects, referring to its graceful sway in the breeze. It was first discovered and described scientifically in the 19th century by European botanists and orchid enthusiasts who fell in love with its beauty and rarity. In fact, it became so prized that it was overcollected for international trade, leading to its protected status today. The choice of Waling Waling for the reverse of the 5 Sentimo was deeply meaningful. The Flora and Fauna series was created to educate Filipinos about their unique environment and to promote conservation. In the 1980s, the Philippines was facing rapid deforestation, habitat loss, and illegal wildlife trade. By placing native species like the waling waling, the Philippine eagle on higher denominations, or the tamaral on coins, the central bank wanted every citizen, from school children buying candy to farmers in the provinces, to see and appreciate the country's natural treasures in their everyday money. The waling waling specifically represents Mindanao's rich floral diversity and the delicate balance of Philippine ecosystems. It also ties into Filipino culture. Orchids have long been used in traditional medicine, decorations for fiestas, and as symbols of beauty, resilience, and love. The artist who designed this exquisite reverse was Angel Cacneo, 1931 to 2021, a master painter from Malabon, Metro Manila. Cacneo was not just a coin designer. He was a nationally recognized artist whose paintings captured Filipino life, legends, history, and landscapes with warmth and realism. He won awards for his earlier coin designs, including Lapu-Lapu on the 1 centavo in the Filipino series, and later contributed to banknotes like the 20 peso and 100 peso. His style brought emotion and detail to small metal surfaces. Working alongside obverse designer Romeo "Romy" Mananquil, Cacneo turned the tiny 17mm coin into a miniature canvas that honored both revolutionary spirit, front, and natural wonder, back. The coins were produced at the Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas security plant in Quezon City, with a massive mintage of 90,487,000 pieces in 1988 alone, one of the highest for that year in the series. Aluminum was the perfect material, cheap to produce, resistant to corrosion, and light enough for daily use in a developing economy. The series had begun in 1983, but production continued strongly through the turbulent transition years. After the 1986 EDSA People Power Revolution, the new democratic government under President Corazon Cory Aquino focused on restoring national pride, healing divisions, and reconnecting people with their history and environment. Minting these coins in huge numbers ensured that even the smallest transactions carried messages of heroism and conservation. The 5 Sentimo was the lowest denomination in regular circulation, used for buying pandesal, candies, or paying small jeepney fares. It literally put Tandang Sora's face and the Waling Waling orchid into the hands of millions of ordinary Filipinos every day. The entire Flora and Fauna series was demonetized on January 3, 1998, as the Philippines introduced newer coin designs. Many coins were melted down, but plenty survived in collections, jars, or as souvenirs. Today, the 1988 5 Sentimo is a popular piece for beginner and advanced collectors. In the global collector market, this coin is considered common due to its high mintage, but condition matters a lot. Circulated or worn examples usually sell for very little, often under $20 to $100. Uncirculated, UNC, or brilliant uncirculated pieces typically range from $200 to $5,500 on platforms like Numista, eBay, or NGC price guides. Higher-graded examples, for example MS-63 by ANAX or PCGS, can fetch a $4 to $5 million, especially if they have attractive toning or are part of a full-date set. However, a complete high-grade set of the entire Flora and Fauna series can be worth hundreds of dollars to serious Philippine coin enthusiasts. This coin is a tiny but enduring symbol of resilience, motherhood, revolution, and environmental love. Collectors and history lovers still seek it out not for riches, but for the rich story it carries. A story of an old woman who became the mother of a nation's fight for freedom, paired with an orchid that represents the soul of the islands.